Hello, welcome to the Sales Sisters Viral Content Bank. We are going to take you through the viral content strategies that we use in our Facebook groups in order to get engagement, in order to get people on our lives, in order to really ramp up the comments, likes, and loves that are happening inside of our group. Before we get started, though, just a little bit about us if you have never met us before. My name is Katie. This is my sister in law, Allie, and we are the owners of Sales Sisters and also the co admins of the Facebook group Women Entrepreneurs Success Through Community. So, a little bit about me is I started off as a second grade teacher. I taught for 6 years. And right before having my baby, I was feeling the burnout of teaching and wondering how I could stay home with my baby and still have a fulfilling career that I was excited about. I took my hobby for photography. I told myself if I could match my teaching salary in 1 year, I was quitting my job and becoming an entrepreneur. I not only was able to match my teaching salary within 3 months, I was able to almost double it within the year and using only social media to sell out my services. That's where Allie and I teamed up at the beginning of 2020. We started our Facebook group, Women Entrepreneurs Success Through Community. We started at 58 members, and now at the time of this video, we are at over 16,000 members in our Facebook group, with over 13,000 of them highly engaged inside of the group. And we teach other women how to do the same.
Yes, and I'm Allie. My claim to fame is that I'm Katie's sister-in-law, but I also am a full scope business coach. I've been doing that for the last 5 years at the time of this recording. I help women all the way from idea creation to making it a reality, scaling their social and their revenue to those infamous 10K months. And before that, I was in Beachbody doing network marketing. So that's where I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2015. I was able to scale that business from zero to a six-figure business in under a year. I had 200 women on my team, and I also was top 1% of the company. So I love network marketers. I love helping women of all different types of businesses really succeed and scale. And most recently, I worked in tech for a stint. And then now I'm doing this with Katie full time. And it's been like the most beautiful thing. Having a Facebook community has been the biggest game changer that I've ever seen. And Katie and I were both Instagram junkies before this. We had six-figure businesses on Instagram, and now we are total converters to Facebook groups. So the viral content that we're going to talk about today is very specific to Facebook groups and communities. And it's different than what you might know and you might have been coached on previously in terms of content creation. So I can't wait to get started.
Great. So, how do we connect with our audience using different posts? I know when you purchase this, you purchase the viral content bank for posting, but we also want to just talk a little bit about other types of posts that we use that help boost our engagement and boost the algorithm for our Facebook groups.
So here are the main ways
So,
to connect with our audience. Introduction posts. Those are the posts that happen at the beginning when you are like, or anytime you get an influx of people coming in and you basically come in and say, hey, so many new people here, so many new faces here. Here's who I am. Here's what this group is about. We're so excited that you're here, and you have some sort of interaction. It's a way to create know, like, and trust.
we also have live videos. So it's not just about posting, it's also about going live and really allowing your audience to get to know you. And this can be done after doing a viral post. If you notice there's a certain theme, there's a certain struggle that your audience is having, live videos are a great opportunity to go live and educate your audience, show your expertise off, get them on, and really educate them on something that eventually will turn them into paid clients.
The next we have the welcome post, right? And this is something that we do daily. It's very easy to do on the Facebook platform. If you go into members, it'll tell you how many new members you have for that week, and it will give you a prompt to introduce them. It actually tags everyone for you. This is something we go into detail in our Facebook group Growth Academy. And there's a structure and a strategy to this to not only get people to actually interact, but also to give you valuable market research that will help you create courses, marketing language for your emails and offerings, and so much more. Just get to know your audience on a super deep level. But this is something that we suggest that you do every day, that you have a new person in the group, even only one, you welcome them.
Absolutely. And something to just leave with that is remember to do your welcome posts in a timely manner. If someone joins your group and then a week later you're doing a welcome post and tagging them in it, they're less likely to come back and engage. So, like Ali said, do it every day, even if it's one person, that one person could become a potential client. And then what we're going to be talking about today is our viral post strategy. So, how do we get hundreds of comments? How do we get market research to build out our programs? Everything that we do in order to really make those posts go viral.
So here's how you get bumped up in the Facebook group algorithm. And this is something that we've put a lot of time and energy into researching. And we're in there every day. Part of the benefit of having coaches who do this as their main thing is that we're researching, we're like looking at all the updates, we're seeing trends of how Facebook is interacting with their users. So right now, the number of posts in your group a day matters. It's something that they're tracking. The comments on your posts is something that they're tracking quite a bit. And it's one of the main things we're going to be telling you how to get today. Switching it up, doing GIFs, tagging, and emojis. Really, really good. We want there to be like a variety of kinds of content. We're going to go a little bit deeper into that later. Likes, loves, and other reactions, and lives only if people are showing up and commenting. If they're not, you're actually hurting yourself. So if you're wondering how to get people to show up, that's something we dive into in the Growth Academy and the Sales Academy. But just know that as you're going through this, no matter what, if people aren't interacting with your stuff, Facebook actually dings your account instead of just saying they're trying. So you want to make sure that everything you're doing is leading to the desired result to get you bumped up in that algorithm.
Yes. So let's talk about the biggest mistakes we see people make with their content. The first one is posting the same thing over and over again and not seeing any results from it. So, for example, we see this a lot happen with our clients before they join us. Motivation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Wacky Wednesday. They go in, they schedule out these posts for, months in advance, and then no one is commenting. It's one of the biggest mistakes we see so many entrepreneurs make. If it's not working for you, then don't do it. We in our group of over 16,000 members have Instagram Wednesday, but we know that we can guarantee that at least 1.1 thousand people will comment on that post. So that's a post that we're going to have. But if you do Instagram Wednesday in your group and you're not getting any engagement, then it's not something that's working for your group at that time, and we suggest you stop doing it.
Yeah, and don't overcomplicate your content. We don't want long story like posts that are generally created for other platforms, either Instagram or your Facebook personal page or blogging. That's not what people want in a Facebook group. So we're going to tell you what they do want.
Too many teaching posts. So, a big problem is if someone joins your group and they check out what we call the calling card, your title, your cover photo, and your description, and they say, yes, this group is for me. And then they come in and everything inside of that group is about their business. It's a big turnoff because what happens there is it's very one-sided. It's a one-way street, right? Whereas when someone comes into your group, you want them to feel like they're there to engage, they're there to share their personal experiences, they're there to give some of their expertise as well in whatever it may be. So when you have too many teaching posts, it's just although you want to show up as the owner of the group and the expert, there's a fine line between only having teaching posts and sprinkling them in strategically so that people know who you are and people know your knowledge in order to eventually buy from you.
And then too many selling posts. This is just an icky thing that happens quite a lot because normally you're creating a Facebook group to sell in, duh. And that's what we want. But it actually doesn't work to put the sale first. You first need to build relationship. You need to build trust. They need to know you and like you and regard you as the expert in that field. And they also need to understand the transformation that whatever you're selling provides, whether it's a physical product or a service, it doesn't matter. So to come into a group and then the first thing to be bombarded with is a selling post, you're going to turn that person off. They're never coming back. So stop doing that. Only do that strategically and use our viral content strategy to really build that relationship so that when you are going to sell, everyone's super happy and excited to buy what you're offering.
And then last, not asking questions that are easy to answer. We're going to get into this in the viral post strategy. But when it goes back into everything we just said with these long posts that are about you, that are selling, right? There's no opportunity for your audience to answer it quickly. We're human, our brains can only stay focused for so long. You want to make sure that you're really capturing their attention and giving them something quick and short and easy to respond to so that they're more likely to come back.
All right. And then not asking questions that people want to answer. Don't ask icky questions. Don't ask questions that they don't want to answer or too vulnerable, too eh. Just ask questions that they're excited to answer.
And this varies for different groups. If your group is an open hearted group that you realize they share whatever they want to share, then go ahead and post those things. If you realize that your group is a little closed off and they're harder to really pull those deep level questions, you need to really start on the surface then and then work your way through it to make sure that the engagement is happening and you're getting the market research you need in order to build out your courses.
So your content should be simple, easy to answer, personable, a mix between serious and funny, and you should really feel out the type of community that you have and know that this changes with the seasons. It changes with like the political climate. It changes with anything that's going on in the world. You're going to notice that some things that used to work stop working, and then you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and try again. So, as long as you follow these simple guidelines, it should always work for you.
Exactly. And by doing this, you're going to get people talking and sharing inside of your community. You're going to get the market research you need for marketing language, for trainings, courses, and then you're able to educate and sell based on the research that you've done from the engagement that you've gotten on your viral posts.
So, let's look at some examples. So,
All
if
right.
you're on Motivational Monday and you say, like, what are your goals for this week? I plan on signing a new client, working out, and finishing my launch. What about you? What are you going to accomplish? Okay, you're breaking so many rules there. It's not going to work. You're only talking about yourself. You're asking multiple questions. They don't know how to answer. It's too long. It doesn't fit on a colored background. There's just like you've broken every rule and it's not gonna work. If that's what you're doing, then try what's one goal you set for yourself this month? Let's support each other. And you can see there's 33 likes on that. There's 166 comments. That's a viral post. People want to answer the question and they also feel comfortable answering the question and it's easy to answer. And now you're facilitating conversation that could not only help them create community, share, feel heard and seen, but also actually facilitates a way for you to comment back and start to create relationship that's more one-to-one as well.
If you are doing these super long posts during the day, I find myself struggling with healthy eating. You're telling a story, you're going on, and you have this random picture of a water bottle, right? We see this happen all the time. And a lot of times, what happens is we'll have clients before they start with us say, well, I just took my long blog post and put it into my Facebook group, or I just took my long Instagram post and put it in my Facebook group. But what they're seeing is they're not getting the engagement that they want. So if this is what you are doing, then we suggest you break it down into one simple question. How do you manage anxiety when overwhelmed? You'll see here this had 203 comments. And it's again a way that you can also begin to coach in the comments and get to know your audience. Also, notice you're using the word you here. How do you manage anxiety when overwhelmed? This is an opportunity for someone in your community to feel like, you know what? I'm going to let people know how I handle overwhelmed feelings or I handle anxiety, and maybe it will help someone else, right? They're taking ownership of the community.
Okay, so if you're doing selling posts like this, eyeshadow for sale, $27, and you have a picture of the palette, it's not going to work. So then you should try something that you can get valuable market research from. Nails, sparkly, solid, neutral, or bare, right? Now they can tell you their preferences. They're excited to share. You get to know them on a deeper level if you sell nail care and makeup, right? You sell nail polish and makeup or trends and nails or whatever. You get to know their preference for something that you can provide. And they want to answer because it's fun and it's exciting and they want to see what other people say. And they're probably proud that they love their sparkling nails. And now you get valuable insight into what they're needing and wanting from you. And you can go back and you can use this in many different ways, but you can comment back to them and ask them when they wear that. Is it every day? What colors they love? And then if there's something that you have that you think that they'd like, then that's an opportunity to maybe like suggest a product that you're using, right? Instead of just eyeshadow for sale, that provides no opportunity for actual interaction. They have to take action on it themselves, and most people won't. They need 3 to 5 points of contact, 3 to 5 touch points in order for them to make a purchase. And that first one doesn't provide you the opportunity for that in any way.
Yeah, notice there's 76 comments just on such a simple question. All right, so the next one, if you do this, when you go to Disney, what's your favorite character? Why do you like them? This post might get engagement, but you'll notice there's 2 questions here. If the person has never been to Disney, they're not able to answer that question. They might like a character, but they don't know why, or they don't want to get in depth why. It's just one of those long questions that someone has to actually pause and think about and then possibly type up a long answer. So if you're doing these double questions and then also making it about somebody who has had to have had the experience in order to answer, then we suggest trying a question like this. Who is your favorite Disney character, right? We've all seen Disney movies. We all have a favorite Disney character. Something simple like this, 82 comments. Because then what happens is, like we've said in the previous slides, you can start a conversation there, or now in your group that if a ton of people are saying Mickey or a ton of people are saying, a Frozen character, then that's market research for a live video you can do talking about the Frozen ride at Epcot or whatever it might be, right? Capturing their attention based on information you've already pulled from them.
So, how to create content that creates engagement? Use your group. It's a living, breathing organism. It changes, you change along with it. If you're not engaged with it, you're going to be doing yourself a disservice, right? Using your membership questions and thinking simple, right? Just think simple.
And a great example of this is when Allie and I first started our group. We were playing with viral posts, just learning, how to use them successfully, right? And we noticed that when we were posting funny posts or lighthearted posts, we were actually getting a ton of engagement. And it was in March of 2020. It was during the time when, COVID was really hitting the US. And you could tell that people didn't really want to talk about business. They just wanted something that was so easy and lighthearted and that they really truly didn't have to think about. So we noticed that trend and said to ourselves, okay, well, what can we provide in this community right now that will get people excited and get people coming back? We did yoga lessons. We had some live workouts from some of our fitness coach friends. We did lighthearted things. And what we started to notice after a few weeks was less and less people were commenting and showing up for the lives. So what we realized at that point was people were not excited about that anymore. So we had to shift with our group. We started doing more business-like posts. We started doing Instagram Wednesday, and we noticed that the engagement was building up there. So we dropped the lighthearted workout things and we went more towards business oriented. But that's because we paid attention to our group and what the needs were. So let's look at some examples of different industries and how to create the right viral posts for your business. And before we dive into this, I just want to say you have the 50 top viral posts that we use for our business. Those can also be used for your business, even if you aren't a female entrepreneur group. We have a lot of posts in there that are lighthearted that can work for anybody. Doesn't always have to be about your specific industry. So if you're health and fitness, it doesn't always have to be a health and fitness post, just something to think about. And then also, wherever you see the word entrepreneur in one of our posts, take it out and put your industry in there. It can absolutely be modified so that you can use it inside of your group.
Okay, so for travel, work off of experiences. Have you ever relocated and started over? Any regrets? Tell us, where is your go to vacation spot? Share their expertise. Here are some examples. What is your number one tip for travelers? Great. What's one thing you can't travel without? These are all so simple. You see how simple these are to answer? And then simple posts. Which are you, Team Mickey or Minnie? You're going to get a ton of responses on that, right? And these are just such simple things. It seems almost too simple to really work. This is what works. Trust us.
All right, if you're a product based business, you can incorporate the product without selling. So, similar to that post that we had above about the types of nail polish, you could also say nude or colored lip, right? And based on that answer, you could do a live video on all the different shades and how it works for your skin tone. And hey, I saw Allie say that she loves a bold red lip. I'm going to tag Allie in this live video and I'm going to tell her the right way to find the red shade that matches her skin tone, right? I'm not selling to her, I'm educating her. That goes into live videos, a teaching video, how to apply a specific product. We have a lot of, Mary Kay consultants who work with us, or other MLMs, or even just women who have their own products that they create. And this is a great strategy of asking a viral post question and then going live and giving educated tutorials on how to apply the right lip or apply the right foundation. And then honestly, fun posts really work. Be honest, who forgets to wash their makeup off at night? Or which is more important, quality workout shoes or sports bra? Something also that could be fun with that is, be honest, how old is your sports bra? Because we all know that we're guilty of that too, right? So you can have fun in your posts while still collecting the market research needed.
So, health and fitness, you can make it tangible. Let's support each other. What's one goal for you have for your fitness in 2021? This goes back to one of the post examples that we did. This really works. You can help them share their expertise. What is your number one tip for staying active during the holidays? Great. They're going to share. It's going to take a little bit of the pressure off of you and put it onto everybody else, which is perfect. And they love to be the expert. Tell me, team yoga or cardio? Simple posts, morning or evening workout. These all work really well, and you can work off of these to think of more.
Exactly. So notice that all of these posts can be used for different industries. You'll notice that there's a theme as we go through these: the fun post, the simple post, the making them the expert post, and allowing them to share their expertise. There is a strategy to this. With all of these posts that we share with you, the number one thing we want you to remember is at this time, Facebook is prioritizing posts that use the colored background. Now, every time Facebook comes out with a new feature, it's because they want you to use it, right? I know at one point, the party rooms or whatever they're called came out, and a lot of people who were using them were getting a lot of great feedback from them. They want you to use whatever new and exciting thing they have going on. So don't take these posts and create them in Canva and then download them onto your Facebook. Really, truly use the background that they give you. We notice that those posts have a lot more engagement than other posts do.
And this is something that you can use, and you can go ahead and create your own viral posts inside of the Facebook group Growth Academy, we actually have a system for you to go and research and know that your viral posts are 100% going to get the comments that you want. So if you're interested in that, we're going to give you access, a way to become a part of the Facebook group Growth Academy, which is our elevated course. And just something to know is that just doing the viral posts alone is not enough to grow an engaged, thriving Facebook group that's going to sell your products for you, right? You've got to have every aspect in place: your title, your description, your cover photo, how you're getting new people to come into the group, how you're consistently growing the numbers of your group, getting new blood in that are excited and going to interact with your really strategic content, right? Just dropping the viral post in there is not going to grow your group. It's also not going to sell your products, right? So unless you already have a thriving Facebook group that you know how to grow. So if you need additional expertise, you're going to want to join that Facebook group Growth Academy and really grow the group mighty large and use this, what you just learned, to your advantage, right? Not to say that it's not going to increase the amount of comments and engagement that you see. It will. But if you've had a group that's dead, or you're just starting, you're not sure how to add people, it's very, very hard to re-engage people who have decided that the group is not worthy of their time. And that's for multiple reasons. I just want to detail this out really quick. It's not just because they haven't checked in a while and they're not going to check in again. It's also because Facebook notices that they have not checked in a while, and it will not send them a notification that you have posted inside of the group. You've essentially lost them until you re-engage your audience in your Facebook group and start to grow it. So you just might need that component to layer on top of it to make this viral content bank and this viral content presentation really work for you.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for joining us for this. We hope this is helpful for you. Go out, get those viral posts going, make sure you're commenting back to everything everyone is saying to you. And most importantly, just have fun.